Hello, welcome on the Academy for Sailing the Soul Dream. My name is Esther Dageraad, and in this video I'm going to tell you something about the world of problem solving. How you can look at this world, how you can understand this world to be multidimensional and use that to your advantage. Let's start here. Let's draw a map. Okay? So there's like a north and south line and an equator. And I'm going to put some fields in. Those lines are labeled like this. So there's a line for effect, the amount of effect. And there's a line of the amount of resources it takes to get to that effect. Okay. Good. So this field here is called strategy, and it contains all those things that take quite some time and effort to plan and put all in place, but hey, you get a lot of effect for it as well. This field takes quite some resources, time, effort, usually in short, money. But it is not really known for sorting out a lot of effect. Then there's this field, which doesn't take lots of energy, usually doesn't cost much money, it also doesn't sort much effect either. Okay, so far this map is with a big thank you to Rory Sutherland. He came up with this so far. And he said, by the time he presented it, I don't know what the fourth field is called. So I thought about it and I called it tweak. Because that is where you actually work what you already have. So the resource is already available. And you just tweak it and you get much more effect than using it the other way. So much effect, low cost, low effort. Okay. Now, let's take a little look at these fields. So, I have taken just an activity 1 and I've placed it in the field of trivia. So, let's see, it's taken quite some resources, taken quite some time, but in an overall, looking at where do you want to go, it's not sorting a lot of effect. Why would people choose this? Hey, there are many reasons for it. The field of trivia is known for its fun. You exchange facts and figures and it's all jolly and nice and it's maybe not that relevant, but hey, we're having a good time. So, looking at the pros and cons, having a good time is scoring quite high in trivia. Look at consultancy. Okay. Using quite a lot of resources, not sorting much effect. Why are people choosing solutions in this field then? If it had no purpose whatsoever, it should not exist, should it? Nobody would choose it, and nevertheless it is very, very, very popular. Because if you have a problem, it is very, very common to consult somebody else. So, what are the benefits of doing that? Because, hey, it's costing you a lot of money and not sorting a lot of effect. And still we all do it. It has to do, both sides, trivia and consultancy, are interesting because it's giving us a look of others. What do others think of us? How do they look at us? In a world of appearance, what do they think? What do they suggest? As much as it doesn't sort much effect on where we actually want to go. Hey, it's good fun. It's quite a social activity. And every now and then you learn something from it. That's why we kind of like it. Number 3 is placed in strategy. And strategy is quite a time-consuming activity to create. You've got to know who you are, where you want to be going, take all sorts of factors into consideration, and before you have mapped all that out, time has been ticking away. It's quite a, internal focused activity, if you like. Yes, you may want to reach effects in the outside world, but you've got to figure out for yourself what your strategy is going to be. So it's quite a self-orientated thing. And it's about thinking and reflecting and considering options and then choosing, coming up with things that you consider would help. So despite the fact that it's time consuming, by the time you come up with something, it's usually quite good. And it will sort quite some effect. So that's why people bother with strategy. The field of tweak, in my world, that's my favorite field. Because you're not using much effort, nor much money. You're just using the resources that are already there. The working methods that are already in place. And you tweak them. You just use them differently. A small tweak, great effect. I like that a lot. But I'm aware, looking at this map of the world, it's like climates in the world, where it's difficult to have it all. You know, you like to be in the sun, but hey, if you're in the northern hemisphere, that's happening between May and October, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, the summer is on the other end of the year. You can't have it all at the same time. So you've got to choose. Where will I be? What will I do? What do I consider fun? Etc., etc. Okay, hold that thought. I'm going to take you in another dimension of this world. Because, like the map of the world is not the world, and you might think that North and South America are on the left, and Russia and China are on the right, and Australia is on the bottom, hey, that's just a matter of perspective. And if you go from North America further to the left, you don't fall off the map. You just end up in Asia. Because the world is a sphere. Like this. So now I'm projecting the very same fields onto this sphere. So here we've got strategy. Here we've got the quarter of consultancy. Here the field of trivia. And here the field of tweak. See? There they all are. Okay, so that's interesting. You can move in various directions over this sphere and see various appearances and combine them in different ways. You can make your own journey on it, enjoy the fun of trivia, go into the field of tweak, have strategies, and just plan your journey. Cool. However, there is another dimension. There is another dimension to solving problems, which combines all the pros of all the things I mentioned, of all the fields, and gets rid of basically all the cons. But you've got to know a little something. Like the Earth is not only its surface, it is also its content. And it's not only the surface and its content, it's also the electromagnetical movement in it, around it, how you want to see it. And that is quite well described with this shape, the torus. And again, I've marked all the fields around it. So there it is. But the electromagnetic current, if you like, just moves. So it goes over the surface, back into the inside, and emerges back and just flows in all directions. And there's something interesting in the center. I'd like to zoom in on that center, because there right in the middle, which is not the world of appearances, but the world of energy, where the electromagnetic flow of energy and information goes to and comes from, goes to this central point and comes from this central point. And that is where consultancy, strategy, trivia and tweak meet. Right in the middle, they are all there. And it is there where the bright spot is. In that very place, all information, all energy is joined because it's moving, it's coming back there. It's constantly in a new cycle present there. So it knows what the strategy is. It knows what all the facts and figures are. It also knows all the things that are unknown. It knows about the past. It knows about the future. It knows about the now. And it's all in that instant. And you can go there. You can navigate there. It's usually called inner wisdom, the seed of inner wisdom. And it's dynamic. It's moving. It's constantly changing because, hey, the information field is constantly changing. But every time you consult that place, you will know everything there is to know about that moment. And if you go there with a question on how can I solve a problem, you will see the direction. And it functions like this. To my mind, it is like a lighthouse. Look at that very bright spot. And know it's guiding you towards your destination. It's figuring out the strategy. Follow this light and you will get to where you want to be going. And you'll know what to tweak. You know which facts are relevant and which are not. You know which people to talk to and which people not. So you don't have to socialize for the sake of socializing. You can purposefully socialize, which is using your resources of time and energy a lot more economic, much more fun. And yes, you can still consult people, but you know who to consult about what. And you can check every information you get from your consultants and see how it holds up against all the other information of all the other consultants, including yourself. So there's everything you need to know from there. So to me, that bright spot comes up, shows you, guides you, each and every one of us, to the most practical, low cost, easy to implement and good fun idea with maximum effect seen from all sides, taking all relevant information into account. And I don't know about you, but that sounds a pretty smart way of solving your issues. Okay, thanks for listening. Enjoy this food for thought. See you around. Bye.